What an honor and how humbling it is to be a part of one of the greatest brands in all of college athletics. This is things that you dream about.
Hey everyone, welcome to our Campus Insider Studios. I'm Shae Peppler and I'm joined by former Florida Gator and two-time, not one, two-time Super Bowl champ, Max Starks. And Max, new direction, new head coach in Gainesville this upcoming season. What are realistic expectations for the Florida Gators under Jim McElwain?
Well, I think one of the big things you have to look at is that you're going to expect more offensive firepower. I mean, that's really what Jim McElwain is known for. I mean, obviously you see what he did at Colorado State, turning that program around and having really 2 successful years. So I think the biggest thing we're coming in is how are you going to solidify that quarterback position on the offense and how we're going to produce more points. I think the one thing we saw with Muschamp was the offense wasn't quite as explosive. It was too reliant on the run and short routes, and teams kind of figured that out and kind of took advantage of that. And Florida, we have a proud tradition. You know, we're a solid powerhouse within the SEC, and we need to get back to that level. And I think Jim McElwain brings that experience from Alabama. He brings that Colorado State success with their offense. I think he kind of transforms that into the Florida program, and it starts with the quarterback position. So I have some positive expectations for them. I think they won't be, of course, a top-tier team yet, but I think give us 2 to 3 years and we'll be back in the running.
Speaking of Will Muschamp, he, of course, moves on now to Auburn, where he's the defensive coordinator. Do you think it was time for him to go? Time for him to get out of Gainesville? He finished with a record of 28-21. What are your thoughts on that?
Mediocrity is never accepted in the Florida Booster Club.
The SEC way, I tell you.
Yeah, it is the SEC way. You have to see that 8 to 9 win season, because that's the barometer, because outside of that, you're just playing for mediocrity. And I think that was the biggest thing, was that we had so many subpar years and such terrible quarterback play and offensive production that it was time for Muschamp to go. He's a defensive-minded coach. He has his connection with Auburn. Obviously, you know, all those years in Texas, you thought he was going to be the heir apparent to Mac Brown, and it never happened. And I think, yeah, it was time for him to go, and I think we made a great step forward by bringing in McElwain. I think he's going to give us that boost that the Florida program needs. Quarterback
problems and transfers as well, so we'll see what he does there at Auburn. Max Starks, thanks so much for the time, and you can check out the entire Florida Gators preview that's up right now on CampusInsiders.com.